Hi, and welcome back to Stitching with Cindy Botts. Today I wanted to talk about keeping cool in the summer heat. Now, I know that some people put a wet washcloth behind their neck. That's fine, and it works for a lot of people, but I don't like that drippy, wet sensation going down my back. And I thought about those boo-boo bags that I've seen people make with rice and putting them in the freezer for when a child gets a boo-boo. And I thought, I bet you I could do that in a tube and make a little, like an ice pack that could go across the back of my neck in that same area where people would put a wet washcloth, that type of thing, to cool themselves. So here's my little neck cooling system. I took and I used some, it's kind of like a muslin white, and I took and cut this into a 4" by 15" rectangle. I sewed down the one end and along the one side, and then using a funnel, I went ahead and added about 1/3 of my bag of long grain white rice. I used the funnel, I filled it up. You can make them really solid or kind of flexible by not putting that much rice in it. I mean, there's a good amount in there. And then that I just closed up the end, just folded it over and sewed across there. Oh, you can tell I was in the transferring some pots of flowers today. I haven't taken time to clean out those nails, so I'll have to get to that soon. And so I made a couple of these tubes and filled them with the rice. Now the rice just goes in the freezer like this, and when you want to put that on your neck, you just pop it out of the freezer. I didn't want this directly on my neck. I thought it would be nice to have a cover. Now I just used some quilter's cotton for it. If you wanted to, you could use flannel if you thought you'd want it something a little softer. Oh, excuse me. So to do that, I used a 6" rectangle by 20 inches. I folded it over so that it would be 3 inches, and I put a piece of Velcro at the top. I folded over it, so I folded the material over so that I wouldn't have a raw edge, and then I just put some Velcro on it. The middle's like here. Then all you have to do is, with right sides together, sew along the sides and the bottom, turn it right side out, and do a little top stitching, and then you have this nice bag for your ice pack, which is the rice, which I like the idea of, because then it won't be dripping down my neck. Now, if you wanted to fill the bag more with rice, all you have to do is make a wider rice bag. Instead of making it maybe the 4" that I did and then folding it over, you could make it larger. You could even make this larger, but I wanted it to sit on my neck without too much weight, so I just used that 4" by 15" rectangle of fabric like muslin, and like I said, I sewed across the one end and down the side, turned it right side out, filled it with rice, and closed it up. Now, like, again, if you wanted it bigger, just make your rice bag bigger, and correspondingly make your pocket bigger. This one actually has enough room that I could make a larger rice insert for this pocket. Hope you stay cool this summer. Here's just another way to keep yourself cool in the heat. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.